Hello everyone, I'm Ed Beniant with the San Mateo Area Chamber of Commerce.
And I'm Michael Neuendorf, the Growth Coach.
And we're here today to give you fabulous tips to ensure that you have a successful 2011 San Mateo County Business Expo. Tip number 1, be friendly and invite attendees to visit your booth. You never have another opportunity to make a first impression. Smile, invite people into your booth. A lot of times they'll want to walk by and just a friendly little gesture such as, "Hi, how can I help you?" Or "Come on in and we've got some great information for you."
Next, number 2, you want to ensure that your booth is properly staffed. There may be up to 1,000 people coming to the expo that night, and you'll want to make sure that you're ready to deal with all of those people as they might flood your booth at different times during the expo. Make sure that you have staff on hand from beginning right to end. There have been booths that have received leads in the last 15 minutes, so don't start packing up when it gets to half an hour until the end. Stay there and be fully staffed all the way until the end. Ed, I think you have a story to share that kind of gives some more detail on this tip.
It's actually a very interesting point, Michael. When I was doing sales, I was making sales calls on a particular company. The one individual that I did want to speak with and actually have a meeting with never returned my call or emailed me back. They happened to stop by the trade show that we were exhibiting at. I was by myself and I did not have another staff member, and unfortunately while I was talking to someone about our product, I made eye contact with that individual. They patiently waited, and then they realized they didn't want to wait any longer, and they walked away. Someone that I had been wanting to contact for actually quite a long time. You never realize what sales are going to walk away when you're talking to someone else.
Yeah, that's too bad. So that's what can happen if your booth isn't properly staffed. And also make sure that the staff that you have on hand can speak to all of your products and services, that they're well trained and informed so that if you cannot talk to the person that's in the booth, that the rest of your staff can, and you're fully confident that anyone there can talk to anyone that comes into the booth. Okay, how about tip number 3, Ed?
Script. Just referring to what you said before, you want to make sure that your reps are able to answer any questions that anyone might have. Imagine somebody coming by your booth and the rep that you're talking to has to say, "Actually, I can't answer that question. Hang on just one moment and let me see if I can get that correct individual to answer that question for you." At an expo like this with hundreds of booths, it might be difficult. They might walk away and they might never come back.
It's entirely possible. So be properly staffed and have a good script. So the next tip is dress code. You notice that I'm wearing my Growth Coach shirt. Well, I like to have a dress code when I properly staff a booth, and I want everyone in the booth to look professional, look approachable, and look welcoming, but present an image that says, "I'm with the Growth Coach," so that when people walk into the booth, they can immediately identify someone that they can talk to learn more about the business that they want to know about.
Tip number 5, booth setup. You want to make sure that your booth is nice and clean and represents your company well. This is the first impression that a lot of folks will have of your company. What do they say? You never have a second opportunity to make a first impression.
Right.
You might want to make sure it's clean. You have the proper marketing collateral materials. It's kind of difficult when you're sitting there and there's hundreds of people walking around and you have to sit there and go, "You know what? Let me see if I have that." And while you're digging around in that box with your back to everyone, hundreds of potential clients are walking by.
Okay, and tip number 6, define objectives. So with your show team, plan before the show. Have a marketing plan on what it is that you want to achieve with the show. Are you trying to create awareness? Do you actually want to make sales? And if so, how are you going to do that? How are you going to achieve making sales at the event? You want to make sure that you have a special offer, that you have collateral to support your offer, and that you might even have takeaways, things that people can take away in case they don't make a decision that night. Decide what the objective is, create appropriate signage, collateral, giveaways, scripts for your staff, everything that's necessary so that your objective is achieved when it comes time to do the show.
It's a very good point, Michael. I think it's frustrating a lot of times when you see customers walk by at a trade show and they want to give you money and you don't have the ability to, and those are sales that potentially could walk away. Last but not least, allocate enough time to set up your booth. You want to make sure that you're ready to go well before the 4:30 time that we let folks into the expo. A lot of times you've been to trade shows where people are still digging through boxes, still trying to make that first impression, and that first impression is, I'm not ready to take your business. Make sure that your booth is ready to go, professional, and you're ready to make those sales the second somebody comes up to your booth.
Well, thanks, Ed, and thank you for watching this short video that gives you 7 tips on how you can have a more successful time exhibiting at the 2011 San Mateo County Business Expo. Thank you very much.
Thank you. We hope to see you there.